like, talked to the director, and I was like, this seems very much like Dante, you know, like reading it like that. And I was like, I want to make sure that when I play him, he's going to be very different, you know, because I was actually a little uncertain of how I should play the character. And then I said, you know, I want him to be maybe, you know, like more emotional, more like an amateur, and you know, younger. And then he kind of like stopped me. He was like, "You're Nero." I was like, "Okay." And then, well, he said it with a Japanese accent, but and I still understood though. And so I was like, "Okay." And then he walked away. I was like, I guess that means I just need to be myself when I'm playing this character. And then he knew, I guess, from the auditions that I can pull it off. And so really, I wanted it to just be really kind of real about him, you know, because his story is different. He's got this love interest and stuff like that. I think I played him well enough to be different enough from Dante, you know. Um, some people didn't like it because he was too emotional, but I thought it was appropriate. I mean, somebody's taking the person he loves, you know. Wouldn't you be shouting and crying and all that stuff? Yeah. So anyhow, that's how I played it, and it was a lot of fun because I had so much freedom in doing that. I wasn't stuck to whatever was drawn in an animation. I could just freely make up whatever I wanted to do. As far as injuries, yes, I injured my knee, and to this day it's still kind of bugged out a little bit, and I have to like warm up a bit before I can do any kind of flipping and kicking and things like that.
Was it from that type of scene when you had to like jump down carrying?
Yes,
That's how
it was. There's a scene where I have Kitty Gay, and I jump down and land on one knee and stand up and walk away with her, like this. And she wasn't like a really heavy person or anything, but like I had to do that like a lot of times. And we had to do so many different versions of it. And one is just me carrying her, or like, dropping down on one knee and getting up. And then I had to do that like, I don't know, 10 times. And then I had to do one where I jumped off of a small platform with her. Um, and then, yeah, and without her. And then I just had to do that so many times. I really, like a ton of times, more than I can count. And then I was done with it. I was thinking in my head, man, I'm going to mess up my knees doing this. And nothing happened. So I was like, okay, cool. So when we were done, I was just staying off the side, and I was like turning to go to the bathroom, whatever. I turned, and my knee went like that. I was like, ow! I looked down, and my knee was like, like all crooked. I was like, that's not good, is it? I just kind of like wiggled it a little bit and went back into place. And I'm like, okay, interesting. And then so it like swelled up and everything. So it kind of, but they had a lot of Japanese things that they were able to do to it. Tape it up and put like things on it. So it's okay now, but it's you know, I can still do stuff. It's just I'd have to warm up a little bit before. I guess that could just be me getting old. Yeah, so
not that old.
it's part because I'm Asian. I'm half Asian. That helps me to look young. This is right in the back. Yes.
You play the games you love, and if you do, how does it feel to hear yourself in games?
I haven't played all. I've played some of the games, or I tried to at least. Like I tried to play Tales of the Abyss. I was. I started playing, and I was like, man, when do I get to see my character? And you have to get to a certain thing, and then you see my character briefly, and I only say like a couple lines or whatever it was, and then it's like, man, I don't even get to play me, and so I just tossed it. And I was like,
Aww.
I found out that you do get to play my character eventually or something. I don't know. And so I was like, oh, okay. But I do play the Bleach DS, Nintendo DS version of it, whatever. And Ichigo, I guess, right? So that was kind of cool. And I'm really good at it too, actually. But that's really probably the only one. I've played a little bit of Devil May Cry, but I'm just not any good at those games, I don't think. Um, and it takes a lot of time, and you know, for me to spend that much time on that, I feel like, man, I could be doing something else, you know? Like, because I used to, seriously, I used to play games, like, I tried playing, what is it? Like, this was a while ago when Kingdom Hearts came out, right? I played Kingdom Hearts, and I was like, dude, this game is awesome. It's like, oh, just Donald Duck. They have my characters in this, you know? And I was like crazy about it. I was like playing it Christmas and just like went for like months. I'm like, hey. And I got to the end. I just couldn't, I didn't realize things because I'm not like much of a gamer. But I got like really far, and I got to who I thought was the bad guy, but I didn't have enough life apparently. You know how the life and health increases or whatever, your ability or whatever, the bar increases, and I never noticed it because I never looked at it. You know, I'm just like playing. I'm like, hey, I'm doing all right. And then eventually I like noticed, wait a minute, that looks a lot longer than it used to be. I'm like, did it grow for some reason? And I'm like looking it up online, and it's like, yeah, you go through those things, and then it increases your abilities or whatever. I was like, are you kidding me? And so I'm like, so I got to go back there and keep fighting these guys until it increases. And so I was like, man, I don't want to do that. So I gave up. But I spent like months playing that game. And well, where you guys take like 2 days, right? Need months. Um, but then I was like, man, all that time I could have been working on something. You know, so yeah, I can't really do that. Let me get there in the back.
Two questions. One, what's your favorite thing to ever voice act? And secondly, have you ever or played a villain or wanted to play a villain?
My favorite voice acting gig, I think from beginning to end would probably be Nero. Um, Kiba and Wolf's Rain was another one of my favorites. Uh, I like Ichigo. I like Lelouch. Um, Lelouch was a bad guy, so yes, I did play villains. I have played villains. Um, and well, he's kind of like a big bad guy. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. You gotta watch it to understand it. Um, yes, I think that kind of answers your question, right? Stop looking at me then. Yes.
I noticed in a lot of the games you voice acting, you're always your younger self. Is that coincidence that you voice act them?
Yeah, I call him up. Hey, let's go work on this show. No, it's coincidence, totally. We auditioned actually for a lot of the same characters. You know, like if he probably went in to audition for Ichigo as well. You know, I went in and auditioned for a bunch of the shows that he's doing. So it's just coincidence, totally. Um, yeah. Yes.
Uh, in Tales of Symphonia 2, did you ever get tired, like to say the line, courage is the magic that turns dream into reality?
Yes. There are a lot of weird things that are said in games, period. You know, like they just, like the call outs, you know, like, under juice fireball or whatever. You know, it's just like really weird, like phrases that you're like, what does that mean? That you do it. And so, but you don't really think about it that much, I guess. No, I do, actually. I do think about it. I'm like, what does that mean? I always ask, what does that mean? And they're like, just don't ask, come on. Yes, let's go here, yeah.
Internet, in the last internet, you said that this forms a part of the character. So do you do anything?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind meeting, you know.
You got any like actor in the TV show?
Yeah, I've never met. The only person that I've ever met was the artist for Trigon. That was the only person that I've met that has done something that I was related to. You know, where we had a whatever autograph session and panel together one time, and he made fun of my shirt or something. But he did tell me that he really liked what I did on Trigon, which I was like, oh, cool. You understood? That's awesome. Um, so that was kind of flattering to hear him say that he did.
Do you still have the opportunity to meet them in the anime?
Would I like? Yeah, I'd love to meet them. But then I wouldn't know what to say, though, either, you know? Be like, hey,